Halito! You know, as many of you know, we've held a Tribal Nations Conference each year that I've been president. And just last week, as part of what we call our Generation Indigenous Initiative, focused on young people, we hosted our first ever tribal youth gathering with over 1,000 young leaders from 230 tribes, including several Choctaw youth. And you spend time with these young people from all across the country and they will blow you away. They are smart and they're passionate and they are ready to seize the future. And Michelle and I believe we've got a special obligation to make sure that tribal youth have every opportunity to achieve their potential, not just for the benefit of themselves and their communities, but for our entire nation. That all of you, young people, have a chance to succeed not by leaving your communities, but by coming back and investing in your communities, and that you have a whole range of options that can lift us all up. And so we are really excited about what you're doing, and we're really excited about some of the work that's going to be done, not just here, but all across the country. That's why I'm here today. And as part of that, I said, we're going to do better by our first Americans. We're going to do better. Now, you know, we can't reverse centuries of history, broken treaties, broken promises. But I did believe that we could come together as partners and forge a new path based on trust and respect. And that's what we've tried to do. So we strengthened the sovereignty of tribal nations. We gave more power to tribal courts and police. We restored hundreds of thousands of acres of tribal trust lands. We expanded opportunity by permanently reauthorizing the Indian Health Care Improvement Act and helping businesses and building roads and moving forward on renewable energy projects in Indian country. We untied tribal hands when it came to dealing with domestic violence, which was really important. Here in Oklahoma, we designated the Choctaw Nation as one of America's first promise zones, areas where the federal government is partnering with local communities and businesses to jumpstart economic development and job creation, expand educational opportunities, and increase affordable housing and improve public safety. And as a result, you've already received federal investments in early Head Start to make sure our young people are getting the best possible beginning in life, child care, job training, support for young entrepreneurs. And I've called on Congress to pass a Promise Zone tax credit to encourage employment and private sector investment in places like this. So I'm announcing a new initiative called Connect Home. Connect Ed, the idea was making sure the schools were connected and that you didn't have a situation where in a classroom, even if it was connected to the internet, you could only have one student at a time or a couple of computers at a time. So we had to make sure that the classroom was state-of-the-art. Connect Home is designed to make high-speed internet more affordable to residents in low-income housing units across the country. Because young people today, they're not just learning in the classroom, they're learning outside the classroom as well. So my Department of Housing and Urban Development is going to work with 28 communities, from Boston to Durham, from Seattle to Durant. About 200,000 of our most vulnerable children and their families will soon be able to access affordable internet in their home. This will make a difference for young people like Kelsey Janway. Where's Kelsey? Okay. There's Kelsey right here. Just stand up, Kelsey, so everybody can see. See? So, all right, Kelsey, I know this is embarrassing, so you can sit down for a second. Kelsey's 16 years old. proud member of the Choctaw Nation. This might be a game changer for her. When she was younger, her family only got phone reception if they stood on a particular rock in their yard or on the top windowsill in their bathroom. Is that right? You remember the rock. It was this particular rock. So today, she's got spotty, slow internet service at home. And at school, service is just as bad, which makes it tough for students like Kelsey to learn the skills they need for success. Meanwhile, a high school nearby has much better technology. It gives those kids an advantage that she doesn't have. Now, even though she's seen many of her peers get caught up in trouble, lose motivation, and maybe drop out of school, Kelsey's keeping on pushing. She works 2 jobs, belongs to 11 organizations. Now, we're going to need to talk about that. That's a lot of organizations. I don't know where you're finding that time. She's leading a youth council where she helps guide some of her peers. And she says that even the slow internet that she's got, probably that buffering thing's coming up all the time, is getting on her nerves. Nevertheless, that's opened up her mind and introduced her to views outside of her own. I have a sense of a bigger world out there. That's what Kelsey says. And that glimpse of what's possible, that can change everything. So last week, Kelsey represented Choctaw Nation at the White House Tribal Youth Gathering. Had a chance to hear from Michelle, right? And she plans to return to the White House one day as president. So I'm just keeping the seat warm for her until she gets there. But I wanted to point out Kelsey having to stand on a rock trying to get phone service as an example of what we're talking about here. There are amazing young people like Kelsey all across the country. I meet them every day. Talented, smart, capable, of every race, of every ethnicity, every faith, every background. They've got big dreams. They're just poised to succeed. And they're willing to work through all kinds of obstacles to make great things happen. But they've got big dreams. We've got to have an interest in making sure that they can achieve those dreams. Kelsey, these young people all across the country, they deserve a country that believes in those dreams and that invests in those dreams and that loves them for their dreams.